Hello everyone, I'm making this video today to speak with South African returnees, Nigerians and other Africans who return to their countries from South Africa due to the xenophobic attacks and demonstrations in South Africa of recent time. And in this video, I'm showing you five fast start businesses you can launch in Nigeria or any other African countries with little or no capital. I will take the topic again. For South African returnees, 5 fast start businesses you can launch in Nigeria with little or no capital. Many people came back from South Africa. They said they came with nothing, despite that they have a lot of things, so they ran for their own life. The return of Nigerians from South Africa following xenophobic attacks has created a cohort of economically vulnerable individuals. Many arrive with little or no capital, interrupted business records, and urgent pressure to generate income. Emotional appeals will not solve this problem. Structured, low-capital enterprise options will. This video critically examines 5 business pathways that are realistically accessible to South African returnees in Nigeria, while highlighting constraints, risks, and necessary conditions for success. Number 1 is mobile food and snacks vending. Food vending remains one of the most accessible entry points for micro-entrepreneurship in Nigerian cities. Returnees can start with a small cooler, basic cooking equipment, and a high-demand product such as boiled eggs, puff-puff, akara, roasted plantain, or packaged water. The critical advantage is low startup cost and daily cash flow. However, success depends on location selection, hygiene compliance, and consistent supply chains. Local government levies, spoilage risks, and competition from established vendors are material constraints. Returnees must conduct a simple break-even analysis before committing, rather than assuming demand guarantees profit. Number 2 is last mile delivery and errand services. The expansion of e-commerce and on-demand services in cities like Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt has created opportunities for last mile delivery and errand running. Returnees with smartphones, reliable data, and knowledge of urban routes can register with platforms such as Bolt Food, Glovo, Jumia Food, or independent logistics firms. Alternatively, they can offer specialized errand services, bank deposits, document delivery, market purchases within defined neighborhoods. The barrier to entry is low, but income is highly variable and dependent on platform algorithms, fuel cost, and security. Critical success factors include route optimization, customer retention, and diversification beyond a single platform to mitigate income shocks. Number 3 is skill-based microservices like tailoring, phone repair, barbering, cleaning. Many returnees possess practical skills acquired or refined in South Africa. Tailoring, phone repair, barbering, shoe repair, car wash, and cleaning services can be launched with minimal equipment, often second-hand. The critical requirement is a visible, accessible location and a clear pricing structure. Returnees should avoid over-investing in equipment before validating demand. Instead, they should start with a lean setup, reinvest early profits, and gradually upgrade. Constraints include local competition, irregular power supply, and the need for basic tools and consumables. Formal registration with local artisans associations may involve credibility and access to shared resources. The next thing that they can do is agency banking and POS services. Financial inclusion initiatives have expanded the reach of agency banking and point-of-sale POS services across Nigeria. Returnees with modest capital, 50,000 to 200,000 naira, can register with licensed operators such as MoneyPoint, OPay, PalmPoint, and many others, or traditional banks to offer cash in, cash out, bill payments, and airtime sales. This business model offers transaction-based income and serves communities with limited bank branches. However, profitability is sensitive to transaction volume, network reliability, cash management, and security risks. Returnees must conduct a site survey to assess foot traffic, competition density, and security before deployment. Network downtime, and cash theft are non-trivial risks that require mitigation protocols. Another thing that they can do is digital freelancing and remote microtasks. For returnees with digital literacy, freelancing platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, and microtask sites like Amazon Mechanical Turk, Clickworker offer income opportunities without physical inventory. Services can include data entry, transcription, virtual assistance, graphic design, content writing, or basic web development. The critical requirement is reliable internet, a functional device, and a verifiable payment channel, domiciliary account, or fintech wallet. While startup costs are minimal, income is inconsistent and highly competitive. Returnees must invest time in profile optimization, skill verification, and portfolio building. Scams targeting freelancers are prevalent. Due diligence on platforms and clients is essential. Now, here are some critical considerations for all the options I've mentioned. None of these businesses guarantee success. Each requires disciplined execution, basic financial literacy, and adaptability. Returnees should avoid the temptation to pursue multiple ventures simultaneously without adequate capital or market validation. Instead, they should select one option, test it on a small scale, document costs and revenues, and iterate based on evidence. Access to microfinance, cooperative loans, or government intervention programs may provide additional capital, but returnees must critically assess repayment terms and hidden costs. The narrative of starting from zero should not romanticize poverty or obscure structural constraints. South African returnees face the same systemic challenges as other Nigerians micro-entrepreneurs: inadequate infrastructure, regulatory bottlenecks, security risks, and market saturation. In some sectors, success will depend less on optimism and more on realistic planning, continuous learning, and strategic adaptation. I would like to conclude by letting you know that the 5 business pathways outlined above are not panaceas, but they represent viable entry points for South African returnees seeking immediate income generation in Nigeria. Critical success factors include location analysis, cost control, customer retention, and risk mitigation. Returnees must approach these opportunities with a disciplined, evidence-based mindset, avoiding both despair and unrealistic expectation. Economic reintegration is a marathon, not a sprint. Sustainable progress requires patience, resilience, and strategic decision making. So I'm going to talk to you in the next one. All that came back from South Africa, I want to say welcome. Don't feel bad, but instead brace up, and everything's going to be fine right here in Nigeria. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.